We are implementing Salesforce for our client. We have a big problem right now whether we should go for a one shared sandbox environment or we should go for multiple dev sandboxes. Obviously, to answer that in one line, it depends on your team size, complexity of the development, and your how the overall structure or modeling that you have done. But let's go step by step process, understand what is the shared sandbox and multiple dev sandboxes and what can be better for your team overall. In shared sandboxes, as the name indicate, we have all the developers working in the same environment. So it's always advantages to all the people are working in the same environment. It's more of a team collaborative. You have a less headache and less maintenance, and you can use that configuration data overall. It's good for testing, end-to-end processing. So that's a big win. But on the other side, what I have seen based on my experience, most of the time you have code and data conflicts. For example, one of the dev is working on the same Omni Studio, and you're also working in the same. Actually, it's Omni script. You're also working on the same Omni script. So your changes can be overwritten. So you need a better communication throughout the team, so you know which version everyone is working on. So it might be a debugging chaos, like somebody made the changes, you're not able to debug it properly. So change control is a big issue when you're working in the same dev or what you call shared sandbox. Obviously, overall process in the journey of deployment will be the same. You go from a dev, you can still have a dev integration environment, you have a QA, staging, and prod. So that was about the shared environment, and we discussed about the challenges. But what in case we have multiple development sandboxes? To add here, Salesforce always recommend to have multiple sandboxes. So this means all the developers have their assigned sandboxes and they do their development, their testing in that same environment, and the changes are pushed then to a dev integration sandbox. From there you have your QA, staging, and production. So what is a major win we have using the multiple environments? You have isolation of all the data. So basically all the devs are safely working on their Apex flows, LWC. You have parallel feature development that is happening. So better CI/CD implementation on the processes. Test coverage stability is more. But if you see on the negative part, obviously now you have a more headache because all the data is deployed, all the code is deployed to the dev integrated environment. So all the developer sync should happen by the back deployment that need to be done. So this means there's environment overhead for each sandbox for the back deployment of the information from the int back to the all the dev sandboxes. So this means you have more licenses being used. For example, you're using dev pro environment, so more active sandboxes environment you need. But to summarize, what I have seen is if the team size is more, let's say you have more than 3, 5, 6 developers, it is better to do the individual sandbox approach rather than using a shared sandbox. So you have better control on the things. Now decision is yours based on your team structure, based on the team modeling that we have. What is better for you? Obviously, to add here again, Salesforce always recommend to have multiple development sandboxes. Thank you for watching this video. We love you to subscribe our channel. It motivates us to bring more educational content for you. Thank you.